In today's dose of insanity, CTV News, one of Canada's largest media outlets, is now calling an Islamic terrorist organization, the Muslim Brotherhood, a Muslim civil rights organization. Let me show you what I'm talking about. In this headline by CTV News, they write, Florida governor declares Muslim civil rights group a terrorist organization. Now, if you know nothing about Islamic terrorism, jihad, the Muslim Brotherhood, or how all these Islamic terrorist groups are linked and funded, you would read that article and think, oh no, big bad America is being Islamophobic. Give me a break. The Muslim Brotherhood is not a civil rights organization. It is an international Islamic terrorist organization that has multiple chapters in different countries. It is a dangerous militant organization that funds Islamic terrorism around the world. In fact, Hamas is the Palestinian branch of the Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood also has different fronts operating in Western countries under various names. The American branch of the Muslim Brotherhood is called the Council on American Islamic Relations, or CAIR for short. By the way, before you cry Islamophobia, a little known fact. The United Arab Emirates, which is a Muslim-majority country in the Middle East, designated the Council on American Islamic Relations as a terrorist organization back in November of 2014 because the United Arab Emirates recognized that CAIR is linked to the Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood is also listed as a terrorist organization and isn't allowed to operate in Saudi Arabia, in Egypt, and in Jordan, among other countries. So, why is it that when Muslim countries in the Middle East, like the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Jordan, ban the Muslim Brotherhood, that's called combating Islamic terrorism? But when the United States does it, all of a sudden that's somehow Islamophobic? And why is it that Canadian media think they know Islamic terrorism better than countries in the Middle East who have already designated CAIR as an Islamic terrorist organization? Here's a post by Governor Ron DeSantis. Effective immediately, Florida is designating the Muslim Brotherhood and the Council on American Islamic Relations, CAIR, as a foreign terrorist organization. Florida agencies are hereby directed to undertake all lawful measures to prevent unlawful activities by these organizations, including denying privileges or resources to anyone providing material support. Now, here's where things start to get spicy. The Council on American Islamic Relations and their Florida chapter told Ron DeSantis, "We will see you in court," after unconstitutional and defamatory Israel First political stunt. The Florida chapter and national headquarters of the Council on American Islamic Relations, the nation's largest Muslim civil rights and advocacy organization, by their own words, right? Like I'm just reading their own press release here, today announced they plan to file a lawsuit against Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in response to his defamatory and unconstitutional order baselessly smearing the group as a foreign terrorist organization. Really? Again, guys, remember, the United Arab Emirates, a Muslim majority country, designated the Council of American Islamic Relations as a terrorist organization in November of 2014, almost 11, 12 years ago now. Now, here's what the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, had to say in response to the Muslim Brotherhood's threat of being sued.
I welcome the lawsuit. First of all, I get roll out of bed anymore. Someone's suing us for. I mean, it's like, some of it's just lawfare, right? But we welcome that. I mean, we did do the designation for both the Muslim Brotherhood and CAIR. This is something that has been a long time coming. I know the federal government's now working in a similar direction. The legislature is working on statutory laws that are going to impact this area. So I think our executive order is kind of the beginning. I think you're going to see statutory codification of how we handle different terror designations. But I welcome the lawsuit because what will happen is that will give the state of Florida discovery rights to be able to subpoena the bank records, to be able to do that. And honestly, it'd give us even more reason, I believe. And so this is something that I know our Attorney General is ready, willing, and able to be fighting on this. And And so that's they have every right to sue, and then we're going to have a right to get the information that we need to make sure. But our agencies are on notice about how any of our programs or any of our operations are impacted or not impacted, and so to the extent that they can be, then they're going to have a basis to be able to protect the people and the taxpayers from that. So I'd stay tuned there.
Checkmate. There's a very good reason why Governor Ron DeSantis is looking forward to the lawsuit. In February of 2025, controversial Muslim charity accused of links to Hamas settles lawsuit rather than disclosing sources of funding. And in an epic troll of this Islamic terrorist organization, Ron DeSantis tweeted the headline and said, "Can't wait for CAIR to open the books." Which goes back to my initial point. If you know absolutely nothing about Islamic terrorism, the Muslim Brotherhood, or all of these organizations that are linked to it, you would look at a headline from a media organization like CTV News and just assume that America is being Islamophobic. And as I mentioned earlier, the Muslim Brotherhood operates in several countries, including right here in Canada. But I'll let you figure out what their organization names are called. And now you know.